Happy Friday to you all. Carolina football fans, meaning Tar Heels. What are you doing this weekend? Got all this free time. You go Bed Bath and Beyond, maybe Home Depot. Don't know if you'll have time. I'm getting a blank stare. Do you not know the movie?
It's not. It's one I've seen. I don't know it by the reference you're making right now.
Old school.
I haven't seen
Will
that.
Ferrell, Frank the Tank.
Haven't seen it.
Gosh. I was feeling good about not being the oldest guy on the planet when talking with you about the whole Mookie Betts conversation, and now I'm right back to it. UNC has an off weekend. They have a bye weekend, right? An off week, whatever you want to call it. My coach used to drill into our head, it's not a bye week, it's a get better week. For the Carolina Tar Heels, it might be the most important week of the season for them. They might have one of the more important weekends in the entire country, including those that are playing a game. Because bye weeks are a week where you can actually get something done. Right? It's a week where you can actually work on a technique. You can get healthy. You can fix things. Most of a college football season, most of a football season is, I know it's crazy because you don't think of football having like the rapid fire games on back-to-back nights like baseball, basketball, and hockey. They don't have 3-4 games in a week like other sports. But trust me, that conveyor belt, that treadmill gets going and it doesn't slow down. And every week, if you find a problem, it's much more. If you play on a Saturday and the next Saturday, it's much more about finding the Band-Aid than it is about actually fixing the problem. It's about finding the workaround than it is about actually fixing the problem. Max, you are laughing in there a bunch. What's the joke?
No, it's completely. I'm seeing just Ryder Cup memes on.
Okay,
it's unrelated stuff.
Fair. I thought maybe you were looking up old school stuff, in which case that laugh would be acceptable, or even encouraged. Going back to what I was saying though, bye weeks, it's much more about finding the workaround if you have a game coming your way, right? Rather than fixing the fact that your offensive guard isn't a great puller. You just find a way to have an effective offense without asking them to pull as much. Or you replace them with somebody that can pull better, right? It's the quick fix is what you're looking for. A bye week, you can actually work on it. You can perhaps improve. You might be able to work on the technique. You can diagnose the root of the problem and treat the cause rather than the symptom. But it is a two-edged sword. It is a double-edged sword in that you can fix some things. You can't fix 1,000 things, right? They are deceptively short bye weeks. It's kind of like if you've ever done this. Have you ever gone on like an 8-day vacation? Day one, it feels like you have a year before you have to go back to work. You're sitting there like the world is in front of me. And then 6 days later, you're like, whoa. I wanted to do so much more. I wanted to get this excursion in. I want to do this activity. I wanted to eat at this restaurant. And it's just, how did it go by so fast? That's a bye week. You finish the previous game. You're like, look at this. We got 14 days. You blink your eyes and it's pregame. So instead of North Carolina looking at their season and saying, all right, we're not passing the ball well enough. We're not running the ball well enough. Our play calling isn't getting it done. Our secondary isn't getting it done. Our run defense isn't getting it done. Our special teams have been okay at times, but not getting it done. Instead of going through and just listing 1,000 things that they have to fix and trying to fix them all and not getting any of them actually accomplished, pick 3 things that you can realistically change and get them right and make them the most high profile, the most impactful fixes you can think of. Because you're going to have like periods in practice, right? We used to break up every practice into 5-minute periods, and a horn would go off, and some drills you do for 3 periods, some drills you do for 1 period, and some drills you'd have a period where you're with the linemen if you're a quarterback, or with the receivers, whatever it is. And when you're playing a team on Saturday, you have entire periods blocked out for scout team, right? For getting ready for your specific opponent. And on a bye week, those are open. spend those on the fixes, right? If you're going to change your quarterback, that's a really impactful change you could make if you think it's something you have to do. And Gio Lopez was injured in their last game. Max Johnson has shown flashes of being something more in the passing game, but he's also shown flashes of going the other way and being a little skittish out there. So I'm not saying you should or shouldn't. I'm saying if you do, that's one. Like, that's one of the big ones that's going to take a lot of time because you need to now work on getting the entire offense built in his image.
I'll be brave enough to say that they probably should. I mean,
what do you have to lose is one way to think about it.
Max Johnson, he has experience starting football games
quite a bit in the SEC.
Yep. I mean, so at least you're getting a good baseline level. Like Gio Lopez, the potential was there maybe to have a bit of a dual threat. He put up some
threat.
Dual-ish threat. He put up decent numbers last year, but again, he was playing in the Sun Belt.
Mm-hmm.
Now you turn to a guy who's looked a little bit more comfortable thus far in limited action, granted, because Gio Lopez has been your starter. At least see what you have with Johnson from the get-go, rather than having to bring him in later in the game because of injury or just because things aren't clicking.
And by the way, life's not fair. I don't know if Gio Lopez got a great shake at it, but that doesn't mean that the right move isn't to change. I throughout the preseason, I was upset with the way they were handling the quarterback situation, and I think that bled into the regular season. Either way, if you're making that move, do it as early as possible. Use as much time as you can getting Max Johnson embedded as the leader of that offense. If you're going to change some of your play calling, I don't love the way they've play called the game. Do the self-scouting, right? Have your offensive coordinator get with your defensive coaches and have your defensive coaches play your offensive film and say, this is why you're not getting it done. And be hard on him, right? Have thick skin, Freddie Kitchens, if that's the person you want to work on. You have to do the self-scout. You have to say, this is how I would stop you. This is how they stopped you. And here are, 8 ways to counter. Like, you need to do that. Pick 3 big things that can have a huge impact on the rest of your season. 8 straight weeks of conference football games, starting with Clemson. Work your way through the bye week in a way that you're not going to come out of that tunnel looking like a completely different team. It's impossible. You are what you are to a certain extent, but you can look like the same team that does a few things way better than you did before the bye week. So that's I would say this week, 10 really big decisions, right? 1, what are the things you're going to try to fix? What are the priorities? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, how to do that, right? All right, we desperately need a better passing offense. All right, the first question you got to ask is the quarterback the guy? You make the switch, big decision. All right, we got to change the way we play call because Gio Lopez and Max Johnson have different skill sets. Second big decision. Do we want to force the ball to Jordan Shipp more? I would. There's big decisions they need to make, and that's what this entire week is about. And then you'll either pass or fail the test, starting with Clemson. But I don't, and it's deceptive. And good teams, good coaching staffs have fallen for it. I'm not pretending like I can tell Bill Belichick how to coach a football game, but I've seen coaches try to tackle 15 things, get them all 20% done, and then none of it actually improved your team. So try to get 3 completed. No different than any of us, right? You get an off weekend, you want to mow the lawn, you want to fix the shed, you want to paint the guest room,
do the laundry.
You want to do the laundry, you want to power wash the driveway, you want to clean the garage, and what do you end up doing? You end up taking everything in the garage, putting it in the middle of garage. That's how the weekend ends. You mow the lawn until gas runs out, and you say you're going to get gas later, and you end up just having 2 different lengths of your lawn. All you do with the power washer is write your name funny in the driveway, and then you never go back to it.
Then you take a seat on the couch and watch the slate of college football on Saturday.
The weekend where this happens the most for me is the last weekend before football starts. Because you have 10 things on your to-do list you want to get done before football. You get none of them done.
Yeah, you think you're going to be productive, but you're not.
Start them all, and then you just research for your fantasy draft, and then none of them get done. And then suddenly it's Christmas, and they're all still not done.